Hey, welcome to this Shopify tutorial. Basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you step by step how to start your Shopify store from scratch. A brand new Shopify account, brand new Google account, get everything working, get everything connected. Basically, you're ready to sell. Let's jump on the screen right now and let's first get you your Shopify account. In the description of this video, there's a link to sign up for a Shopify free trial. It is an affiliate link. I'm associated with Shopify. I'm a partner with Shopify. And so I would appreciate it if you do use my link. When you use my link, you're going to end up on a page like this. Basically, Shopify has changed their plans. It's a 3-day plan, a 3-day free trial. And then after that, you're going to get 3 months for $1 each month. And then after that, it goes to the normal tier, depending on what you select on your plan. And so all you're going to do is you're going to set up an email address or enter your email address here. I'm just going to use my Gmail account here. We're going to start a free trial and it's going to give you a walkthrough. Basically, it's an onboarding of all the things that you need to click to get started. So, which of these describes you? I'm just starting out, or I already sell online or in person. I'm assuming that you're just starting out, so let's go with starting out. What would you like to sell? Pick as many as you like. You can change these later. So, these sometimes do affect how you're doing, what the features are that you're going to do on Shopify in the back end. So obviously we're doing an online store, we're doing a blog most probably. We don't have a blog, and online marketplaces. So this is going to put all of the necessary things in your shop. What channels do you want to sell on? We mentioned we want to do Facebook, we mentioned TikTok, we mentioned Instagram, and Shopify Inbox. I'll talk about Shopify Inbox. It's basically a chat tool. Next, online marketplaces that you want to sell on. I mentioned Google. Amazon, no, we don't want to link to Amazon right now. Etsy, it's possible to do that. eBay, but let's use Google just for now. On this screen, you're going to choose the type of business that you're doing. This affects how things are going to look in the back end for you. And you can either choose products that you make for yourself, digital products, dropshipping, services, or print on demand. Now, since I'm creating a business for Bridget, or I'm using my agency as a test, I'm basically just going to use services for now, but I'll show you how to create products in your store as well if you make them yourself. All right, so I'm going to give it a store name, and let's do Bridget services. Okay, and so Shopify is going to give me Bridget services .myshopify.com. If I wanted just Bridget, and I think this is already one that I created, bridget.shopify.com, you can see it's giving me a generic name there because I already have myshopify.com. So with the Shopify link, you don't have to worry too much about this because I'm going to show you how to connect your domain name and how to add your domain name to your store so that it doesn't have this myshopify.com at the end. But let's hit next for now and we'll figure this out. So where's the store located? I have my business registered in the US, and so I'm going to do this. Obviously it says it looks like you're located in Thailand, blah blah blah. It's got all of these things. It's giving me a warning basically, but yeah, this business is going to be registered in the US, or is going to use my business registration in the US. The country is important that you choose. And then I need to obviously log into my Shopify account or create an account for yourself. So it's busy creating the store, and so it's going to land us on the front page where we'll go through the wizard to be able to set up the shop. Okay, brilliant. So we are on the admin page of the Shopify backend, and Shopify has given us a couple of options. One, it's saying your trial ends on March 27th. It's basically the 3 days, and then it's saying I need to select a plan so that I can go to the $1 a month for the first 3 months. So I'm going to ignore that for now for this video, but this sort of pop-up is going to be here the whole time. All right, so, and of course it's telling me about the plan right here at the top. Don't worry about that for now. Let's get the store built. We have got a setup guide over here which gives us 8 tasks. Now obviously it's telling us in terms of booking services because I chose the services option when we started the store. And so using services, most of the time we are going to be booking appointments. And the way that we book appointments is through apps or through a booking appointment app, most probably going to connect to Calendly or something like that. The next step thereafter is customizing the store, adding pages to the store, organizing the navigation, connecting the custom domain, and configuring the sales channels. Now, for me, what I generally like to do is I'm not going to go and add the services yet. If you went down the product line, it would have showed you how to set up a product. And so actually, let's go and set up a product right now, because that's what you would have seen in the backend of your Shopify backend. Here, I'm going to products on the left side, and I'm going to add a product. So basically what it's doing is it's giving me a bunch of fields that I can enter to be able to create this product. And so these are all the things that you need to be able to set up the product. Let's say Gloria nightgown, and one of the colors that we are going to have is red. Now, because I've already got an image, or I've got images of this, basically what I've done is I've taken Canva, and I've gone and taken some just stock photos from Canva of a similar design, of a similar style of dress. You can see I just searched on a specific artist or creator, and because I have a paid account, a Canva paid account, I have basically selected these. Now, these are not products that I'm going to be selling on the store at all, but just as an example. So I've got a couple of product shots, 1, 2, 3, and 4. The fourth one doesn't look that great because of the shadows and things here. So I could move that over, but then you'll see on the right hand side there's still a bit of a shadow here. So I don't think I'm going to use this fourth product shot here, but let's download this for now as a PNG, and 180 by 180 should be fine. And I'm going to do pages 1 to 4. 1 to 4. Yeah, I'll download this fourth one anyway, and I'll show you how it's going to look on the back end of the website. Of course, we could crop this fourth image and make it so that the shadows are not that bad. So let's go grab this zip file. I'm going to unpack this zip file, and I'm going to preview or open this fourth one so that I can crop the image. So let's stick this over here. You'll see me over here. Okay, so let's hit the little pencil, and I've got to do the selection. So right now, that's where the selection is. Just going to grab this down a little bit, and let's crop it in. We're going to hit the crop, and there we go. And I'm going to hit save. Command S, or I could have just gone to File and Save. Okay, so number 4 is ready as well. And so we're going to go back to the Shopify store. I'm going to tab so that I've got this open on the side. And I'm going to grab these 4 images, and I'm going to drop it here in the files section. You can see that it's uploading. And basically what I've done is from photo 1, 2, 3, and 4, it's put it into those positions based on the order that it was in my drive. But if I wanted to make this the main product shot, I could move it over. Now, remember, this product shot is actually the tall, right? It's the portrait version. So if I just open this out, and again, it's still updating. So if I did open this out, it will show me a preview. But let's hit save for now. Okay, there we go. Once we've saved it, it's giving me a preview, and this is the photo, right? This is the size 717 by 1080. I can add alt text, which is good for SEO. I can download the photo if I want to, or I can delete it. There's also edit controls over here. So if I wanted to crop the photo from here, and I wanted to, change the orientation or crop it in a certain way, if I want like a square, it's going to give me those options. I'm just going to hit cancel on that. If I wanted to draw on the image, I could use the brush tool to draw on it. Let's close out of that one. And then here's a resize, where if I wanted to make, this photo, if I wanted to resize it so that it's just optimized for the website, we could do it that way. But I'm not going to do any of that. I'm going to hit X. And so now you've got this product here. And let's just say I've got a basic description here. I've got the product status here as active because we want it to be active on the store. I'm just going to hit save so that that product description is here. And then this is new from Shopify. Shopify have got an auto write feature. So if I wanted to talk about, you know, let's say shine in a crowded room is maybe a feature, maybe it's night dress, maybe we have red color, maybe we have elegant design, great quality fabric. Let's see what this says. So we're going to hit rewrite, and it's doing its thing. Clarion night gown is sure to make a statement in any room with its elegant design, vivid red color, and quality fabric. I like that much better. So let's keep this, and so we are going to use the tick. That's asking for feedback, so this is fine. So let's copy that just in case. We're going to hit cancel on this, and we are going to replace this text with what I've pasted. So let's make sure that that's formatted properly. Let's hit save. Okay, and then now let's just say that I'm not going to charge tax on this product. Let's say that this is going to be $297 dress. We're not going to do a compared ad price. The compared ad price is the price that it would be if it was a discount. And let's say this was on discount at $297, but the normal price is $350, and it will show that marked down price. But we leave that at 0 for now. We're not going to add a cost on this item because we don't need to. It's an optional item, optional thing here. SKU, you can have SKUs added in. I would recommend that you do add an SKU and have at least an ISBN or GTIN number that's unique to your product. You can continue selling when this is out of stock, but what we're going to do is we are going to track the quantity, and I'm going to say that I have 5 available, and this is a physical product. Maybe it weighs, I don't know, a pound, or if you're in kilograms, you can change that to kilograms. And I'm going to put sizes. So for size, we're going to put extra small, small, medium, large, done. And so you'll see here that it's going to create, because I've added the price, it's going to put the same price in all of the variant sizes. And again, if I wanted to put a color, if I wanted additional colors, maybe I have a green or a black dress as well, then I could add different color options. But for now, we're just going to do the sizes, and I think that would be it. Okay, so now we've got our sizes, and then down here we've got an option to change the descriptions, the title, the meta description. This is going to be for Google, and the page title also for Google as well. But we're going to keep this for now as it is, and we're going to hit save. So if I go and hit preview, this is what it's going to look like on the shop as the product image. Now you can already see we just started with this product. We're a couple of minutes into the video, and we just started with this business, with this Shopify store, and we've already got kind of a working page of what this design or what this dress looks like, because I already had a product photo and I just created the description, right? So already the shop is looking kind of semi-decent. Okay, now obviously the shop's not available, right? It's not available to buy right now. I can add to cart and I can do all of these things. I can, go have a look in the cart and see what it looks like, blah blah blah. If I wanted to add another 2 items there, it's going to tell me what's in my cart. The shop works. It does function. But right now, I wanted to go over these things as well. So you'll see that sales channels, which we were asked for earlier, is showing up over here. And we've got an online store, we've got point of sale, we've got Facebook, we've got Instagram, we've got Google, TikTok, and Inbox, because these are the options that I selected when we created the business, the Shopify account, when we first signed up. We can schedule availability. So let's say we only want this product to go live on the 1st of April. we could select that and we could schedule availability, and it's going to show that as a scheduled product. Now if I go to preview that, it would not be available online, right? I can see this right now because I'm on the product itself, and but you'll see here the online shop is showing that it is scheduled. Now another thing that I wanted to show you is I had 5 items in stock, and if you look at the product itself, you'll see S, M, and L have got a sold out label and the buttons are not available, and that's because I did not put stock on hand for any of these products. So if I wanted to say I have 3 here, 3 here, and 3 here, and I updated that, now it'll show. So if I did that, if I added the on hand items and I cleared the schedule because we want this product to be available right now, I hit save and hit preview. Now you can see the S, M, and the L is available. So I can go and select it, add the product, add the quantities and things, and go ahead and do that. So that's how you add a product in Shopify. And if I click back here, you'll see under the product list, I have 1 product here, 14 items in stock, and 4 variants available. The vendor is Bridge 8, and of course I have not categorized this in any way, but let me show you how to categorize these right now. So over here we've got product categories, and if I wanted to say dresses, I can go and choose a dress, or the types of dresses that we have, and let's say nightgowns. Cool. I'm going to put it under there. Product type you can select yourself. Vendor is over there. If I wanted to add this product into a collection, I could do that here, and maybe I wanted to tag this with nightgown, add, and I want to do red as the color, and maybe I wanted to do new collection. Okay, so I'm adding new collection here because I want it to show up as a new product, and so I'm going to use this new collection tag for any time that I've got a new launch of a product or a new item that's coming up. Okay, so I'm going to hit save, and so now let's go and organize this as a collection. So I remember I said that we're going to have a collection for new collection, or let's call it new arrivals. And what this new arrivals collection is going to have is any product that's tagged with a tag that is new collection, right? Because that's the tag that we chose in the beginning. So if I hit save on this, it's gone and found that product, right? Gloria Nightgown, and I have it under new collection because Gloria Nightgown has got that tag. Okay, and then in terms of optimizing this particular collection, let's have a look first what it looks like on the front end. So you'll see I have now a new arrivals collection, and this is the first product that's available in this collection page. And of course, if I go into the product itself, I'm going to go and see all of the other details of it. Now, I could have as well, I could have a collection for just red if I wanted to. I could have a collection for, I've got nightgowns, so maybe I've got other products as well. Maybe it's swimwear or bikinis or whatever collection it is that we are setting up. But for now, this is a new collection, and this is going to be defined as collections that are, or items that are brand new. And I'm going to use this for new drops. So I can go and create another collection right now. I can select if a collection should be available or not. If I wanted a collection to be available on all the sales channels. And when we get to Facebook, Instagram, Google, and TikTok, I'll show you how that works. We can add a collection image. Now, right now, obviously, we do not have any banner images or things for the shop. But in the future, we can have a collection image that will show up somewhere on the store. So that's how that gets done. And so now you'll see on the collections image, collections page, we have a home page for the collections that are going to show on the home page, and we have a new arrivals section, which has got the one product that we have. under Shopify, under the product section, we have inventory. So right now we can see the numbers of inventory that we have for each size of each product, what's available, what's on hand. So on hand is obviously stuff that we have in the warehouse or we have available for us. And what's available is items that are not allocated yet. So obviously we haven't made any sales yet, but if we did have a sale, then there'll be one item that is committed. Available will be 4 and on hand will be 5 because it's maybe still here and we haven't shipped it out yet. So that's how inventory gets managed. And yeah, let's move on to the next item on Shopify's list, which is to customize the online store. So if I click this button here, it's going to take me to online store themes, and it's going to give me a prompt here to customize the store. So let's close that out. Right now, the Dawn theme has been by default saved on my themes, but if I wanted to add a new theme or use a different theme, we can go ahead and change the theme or add a theme directly from these popular themes. These are the themes that are 2.0 themes by Shopify, and if I wanted to go visit the theme store, and there will be a link as well in the description to the theme store if you wanted to go look at some themes in the meantime, either free or paid. You can go and shop around and see what is available. It's also a good idea, I would say, to go look at the themes and obviously look at other websites too that you want to create so that or that you like, so that you can create your store in the way that you want it to look. Right now I'm going to just stick to this Dawn theme, and I'm going to click customize so that we can sort of work on some of these items on the website. Now, if I go to the preview of the website that I had opened earlier, you can see if I click on the main page, which is the home page, we've got this little bar at the top, which is called an announcement banner. We've got the menu item or the menu navigation section. We've got this banner section here that's by default. We have a featured product section, and then we have an email and the footer. So it's giving us obviously the preview bar. So the way to customize each of these sections is you'll see on the left side that each section or each part of the website has got a specific name. So we've got the header, which is the announcement bar, and the main header, right, which has the menu and navigation. Then you've got the actual template of the page itself, which right now has this image banner, which I mentioned earlier, and each element inside of this image banner has got an element. So the image banner here, we can customize the text by changing this heading here. We can change whether we want the banner to be or size of the heading to be large, medium, whatever. The next is the subheading or a piece of text that we can customize over here. And then in terms of the button, we can change what the button links to, whether we want it to go all products, or I think right now we will go to the collection, new arrivals collection. So I'm going to keep that, and then over here on the banner, I'm going to go, let's keep it there, and let's do medium because I think medium looks a little bit better. And for now, I'm going to just remove the text in this section, or if I wanted to just drop the visibility, I could just close this eye. Okay, and then under featured collection, this is kind of a collection for the featured products that we want to have on the store. And on the particular featured product, we're going to have a heading, which we can customize. We can have a description that we want to show, maybe at the top here, maybe it's maybe for the new collection you have a short description of kind of these items are going to be launching on so-and-so date, or available only until so-and-so date, or whatever the case may be. You have description style. You can have it set up in a specific way, and then you can actually choose the collection that you wanted to show. Right? So you choose the collection. How many products do you want it to show? 8, with the number of columns on the desktop is 4. If you want 3 columns, you could choose 3, and you'll see it resized the column there for me. And 3, 6, I think 9 would be good. So it will be 3 rows if you have more products. Okay, and then as for the footer section, we have this footer section here, which right now shows all of these items. So show email sign up if you want people to subscribe to a newsletter, and you can change the heading of this over here. Yes, amazing emails. Obviously don't use that in your store. Shop. Okay, so Shop is an app that is created by Shopify, and it's basically a marketplace that people can go and shop on the website or on the app. And if you have your profile set up already, you can make purchases directly on the Shop app. So any product that you list in your Shopify app and you are enabling Shop on the back end of your settings on Shopify, you can sell directly on that marketplace. We want to show social media icons. That's fine. Enable country selector, which will give us a little goodie at the bottom, and that'll only be enabled at a later date once we've gone through settings, language, payment options. If I wanted these little logos to go away, I could do that. Okay, policy links. We want to show policy links. So we'll click that on, but I'll show you where to add the policies right now. And then just a bit of spacing and things right here. Theme settings for the footer. If I wanted to go and add my Facebook, which I believe is https://facebook.com/bridge8 EIGHT. And if I wanted to, let's say, do Instagram as well, and TikTok has got the at the end. Let's say Twitter as well. Now for me, all of these are exactly the same. I have got a YouTube channel too. Okay, so that's fine for now, and you can see it's already added all of these logos in. It looks snappy, it looks good. We can obviously customize the what these buttons do, right? So we can have a headline, a description for each of these, but for now I don't think we need that. Okay, I'm going to hit save so that this works, and you'll notice that because I added the social sort of channels in the theme settings, it's moved the newsletter on the left hand side, which I think looks a lot better. Okay, so you can see that in the footer, since I added the social icons, I've got the emails on the left hand side here. So email subscription is here on the left. Okay, another part of the theme that I wanted to go through is this section here, which can be a little confusing. So let's click on this little pencil or paintbrush for theme settings, and this is where we're going to add things like the logo, which is going to update this logo section right at the top, the favicon, etc., etc. So what I'm going to do is I am just going to upload an image from my Google Drive or from my folder itself, so that I can get this done. So there's my logo over there, my favicon I'm going to add in, which is this one. Select it, and so now the favicon is updated. The logo looks a little bit small, so let's double that a little bit, and I think that looks a lot better. And then I'm going to go through and change a bunch of things here. So this actually is not going to be necessary for me because I have got a lot of these colors are already set up for me. So accent, I use black on pretty much most things on Shopify or on my business. Accent to blue, if we wanted to change that, we could. I think what we'll do is maybe go with, and I do have a brand color, which is a slightly different blue. Actually, let's use this blue here, which I think it was on already. Button labels we can change. We can change secondary, secondary colors, outlines, backgrounds, etc. I'm going to just keep the defaults for now, just in the interest of time, but feel free to go through and change that. In terms of typography, this is where you're going to choose the fonts. So typography, if I go and change this font, you'll see that there's a whole bunch of fonts that are available here. And for my business, I like to use Inter, which is over here, and I'm going to choose Inter Bold or semi-bold for the headings. You'll see it's updating. I think that looks good. And then on the body, I usually use Lato. and it's going to be later regular. Select that, and so now you'll see all of the other links and things, all the body fonts and things will change. Okay, and then in terms of layout, you can choose sort of how you want the layout to look. You want 1200 pixel wide website or whatever you want, spacing between template sections, you can add that here. Horizontal spaces. If you want the buttons to change in terms of thickness, opacity, radius, I'm going to do a 5 pixel radius on the buttons because I think, or 4 pixel because I think that looks better with a rounded edge. And I think I'm going to do a border thickness of 2 because that maybe looks a little better. And of course I will change the button colors at a later date. Maybe in terms of the, yeah, that looks fine. Okay, and then variant. So if I go here to the products, you can see that these variant pulls, right? Variant pull has got a specific sort of look and feel. So because I've got 2 pixels on the buttons, I'm going to make 2 pixels on the variants, and I'm going to make the corner radius maybe 4 as well, so that it looks very similar to the buttons. Yep. No shadow. That's fine. And then under inputs, what I'm going to do is I'm going to change also the thickness over there. So inputs is kind of things like form buttons and this quantity selector. Corner radius here also I'm going to make 4. Opacity I think should be a little bit higher. Horizontal offset, vertical offset is 4, and blur I think I'm going to change the blur to 0, just so that it looks very similar to the rest of the things. Let's have a look and see what blur is on the variant. Blur is 5 on variant pulse, so let's do 5 on the inputs as well. Okay, now we've got product cards. This is for specific collections or for the homepage. Product cards, this is this sort of piece over here. If I wanted sort of the text aligned to the right, I can change that, and you'll see that this card's text will change. For me, I like having things on the center. I don't necessarily like a border. Opacity is at 10% for the card, which is fine. Quarter radius, I think we'll do 4 like we did for the buttons, so that'll give us a little bit of a rounding on the image. Horizontal offset, blur is 5, which we have on the rest. Image padding, this is fine, and it's a standard setting on the style. And if we wanted to do a card, then that's going to give us like a border around the bottom, which generally I think does not look good. Okay, for collection cards, if I change this over to collections, we have similar settings over here for collections. Standard image padding, text alignment, I'm going to do center. Oh, sorry, this is not going to be the collection page, this is going to be collection list. Okay, I'm going to select this section as well, and I'm going to change the image ratio to portrait so that we have a bit of a fuller sort of look to this. I'm going to have a number of columns on desktop at 3, I think it is. Okay, number of columns on mobile is 2, perfectly fine. These settings are here. Okay, let's go back to the collection cards here. Border, we're not going to have. Opacity is at 10, perfectly fine. Let's do 4 pixels on the corner radius, so we have a similar feel. And of course we can go through every single aspect of the store and go and make changes. Now, one thing that I really wanted to make you aware of is, and this is something that people just generally don't do on their websites, on their Shopify sites, is go to cart and customize their carts. So in terms of the cart, pop-up notification is what we usually have. We don't necessarily want to show the vendor because we don't have multiple vendors. And then in terms of a collection drawer, maybe we want to do some sort of a collection, or we want to select a collection that shows up at the bottom of the cart. So if you've got like a new collection, if you've got something that's, specific to your shop, that you want to promote when people go to the cart, then you can do that. And so the way that'll look is, if I go to the cart page, right now the cart is empty, which is fine. If I went to the preview, you'll see the cart is empty. I believe I had added something. Let's go add something into the shop. And you can see all of these are customized, or the buttons and things are customized. I've added that to my cart right now. So now I can see this, and it's given me, all the buttons and things, but it should give me the collection at the bottom of that once the rest of the store is set up. Another thing that is important is the checkout. So checkout page has the logo as well. You've got to add the checkout to the logo. Sorry, the logo to the checkout page. So if I change the selector to checkout, I'm going to see what the checkout looks like. Obviously, this logo is like very large for this checkout page. So I'm going to change this logo size to small, or let's have it as medium. Large looks fine to me in this setting. I'm going to put it to center because most of my naming and things is center. I can change the background color. I can change the form sort of colors that I want. I can have a background image if I want to do on the store. Background color on the right hand side here. And I'm going to use this, system typography for this page itself. So headings and things. For the button right now, I'm going to change this to the black that I'm using for the rest of the store so that it's, appropriate and it looks branded. And then for the blue, I believe it was this blue that I'm using for the rest of the store. So, all of the links and things. This is the Shopify default blue for now, but I can do that over there. Okay, so I'm going to hit save. So you can see right now, okay, it's showing me a PayPal button because I haven't connected a payment gateway, but we're going to go and do that right now. So basically that's what the store kind of looks like. You can see the favicon up here has been updated. The favicon is a bit large, and that's why it looks this way. But, in a way I kind of like it, but I want it to be fuller, so I need to go change that. You see the fonts are updated. I need to obviously update this banner. So the shop's still looking very, very bare, but despite that, at least there is some sort of life in this shop. So I clicked on a couple things in the menu here, and I wanted to show you how to actually update the menu. So let's exit this theme designer, and let's actually go to the navigation. So in the navigation, this is where we can actually update the menus, right? So main menu, which is right now showing home, catalog, and contact. So if I wanted to, let's say, add this new collection or new arrivals collection, click on new arrivals from the selection here, and it's going to put the name in there, and I can hit add, and it's going to add this in the new arrivals section. So if I hit save, it's going to update the front end. But if I take this new collection and I cascade it underneath this catalog, now it's going to put it in a drop down or in a menu item underneath. So I'm going to hit refresh on my preview, and so you shall see in a second. Sometimes takes a little bit of time to update. There we go. Now I have a little chevron button, chevron thing here that shows that there's something more inside of this menu, and now I have a new collections page. Now it just so happens that the new collections and the catalog is the same, and that's totally fine. Once I add new products, you'll see differences over there. So that's how you nest sort of things inside of each other, and of course you could do 3 layers deep. So an item that's going to go out, into further down. And if I wanted to delete this contact, I could just remove it straight from the menu. So that's the main menu. That's the top of the website. If I wanted to change the footer, which right now just has the search, and let's say I wanted to add the policies, which we don't have right now, I'll show you how to do that. That's where you go in and do that. But let's say I wanted to create sort of a link that's going to go to the blog, and maybe this is just the blog news page. So I'm going to put that in the menu. And so now you'll see in the footer of the website, Actually, I don't think I added the menu into the footer of the website, but yeah, in the theme, we can go and update that over there. Now that we've got that set up, let's go back to the guide. So let's go create these pages. So in order to create pages on the store, again, you can click or add pages over here, but the way to find it is online store pages. And then right now we've got the contact page over here, which is totally fine. And if I go to edit or change this page, you'll see right now that this is just a blank page with a form on it. Obviously, the form gives us visibility or gives us ability for people to, email us or send us a message. So, of course, if we wanted to add a description here, and if I wanted to link, Instagram, this over here. So the way to link this is I selected this whole row, clicked on link, and then typed out the link. And I'm going to open in a new window because I don't want people to leave my website. So we'll just link the first one so that I can show it to you. So we'll hit view, and this should update in a second or so. Okay, so there it is. It's been updated on the site. Please enter your details and message below, and then alternatively you can go here. So we've got the links and obviously the line underneath to show that it's a link, it's a clickable thing. If I wanted to do another heading here that just says, enter your details below, we could do that. Okay, brilliant. So now we have got the store, at least the front end of it, kind of done-ish, right? We still need a couple elements on the homepage, but I want to move on to sort of showing you how to do the custom pages. I showed you how to do how to edit the contact page, but let's go into creating these legal pages that you need in your store. So you would think that legal pages would be under pages, right? So we're talking about the privacy policy, the terms of service, shipping policy, those type of things. But actually we need to go into settings. And in settings, we're going to go to policies. And what's nice about Shopify is they have templates. So you'll see the refund policy, which I'll just use this sort of default template, which you'll see has got a lot of the information filled in, but we need to fill in certain things like the return address, blah blah blah. For service businesses, maybe some of this will not apply, but it is what it is. Privacy policy, we could do the same thing, use the template, and then obviously make changes to certain things once we are ready, right? So it's giving us a guideline here, add or subtract things. And so that's basically it. I'm not sure why it's using English, so UK English, but fine. Include following sections, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so, use the guideline here, use these this is a kind of a default so that you can start off somewhere. Obviously, this is not legal advice at all, but what I'm saying is, contact a lawyer or get some professional advice around these policies when you're setting up your shop. And obviously from a legal point of view, I'll just do these from the templates and hit save just so that you guys can see what it's going to look like. Now, shipping policy, there is no template for that, so you've got to set something up. But I'm just going to put here A, B, C, D, E for now. So you should know, right? So all of these policies have been saved, and we can now close out of that and go back to the navigation because we want to add the navigation to the footer. So how to do that? You're going to add a menu item, and you're going to go over here, and now under policies, you're going to be able to select all of these different policies. So I'm just going to put the privacy and terms of service here for now because that's what's required, just to have the site sort of ready. And I'll go and refresh the site there at a later, in a couple of minutes, to see what the preview looks like. So I would say this is pretty much done in terms of adding pages. The next thing is a custom domain. So if I go to the settings section again and go to domains, you can see that I can go and buy a domain. Obviously Bridge8 I've already registered. If I wanted to go buy a domain, I can click buy a domain, go and search for this, right? Bridge8.com is not going to be available because I do own it already. But if I wanted to do, let's say Bridge8.shop, $10 for the first year, I go hit buy and I put a bunch of information in to the billing section so that I can actually go and make a payment. Now that we're here under the billing section, this is also the billing details that are going to be used to collect money from your card. So anything that you add to your store that's billable, maybe an app or a new domain or whatever the case may be, you are going to make payment through this payment method. So it's important to note that the address will be obviously the address that needs to link to the card that you're using, to the payment method that you're using. But while we are talking about settings and things on the back end on the domain, it's important to note that if you cancel your Shopify subscription for your hosting for your website, your domain will not necessarily be lost as well. You can keep your account and have your domain you can still own your domain, or you can move your domain to another hosting, another domain host. That's also perfectly fine. Okay, so next on the list, now that we've got sort of billing information and the details of the store out of the way, while we're here, let's talk about the store details. So if I wanted to change the store name, add the phone numbers or details over here, I could hit edit and make that change right here. Billing information, as I mentioned earlier. The time zone of the store, because I'm in Bangkok, it's defaulted to that. Whether you want to use imperial or metric, pound or ounces, order IDs, suffixes, that type of thing can be updated over here. If you wanted to make changes on the checkout, right, so in terms of how you want to collect information, this is a setting that I definitely recommend that you change, is that when people are making payment, that they need to automatically, where is it here? When people are entering their shipping information, they need to enter their phone number as well. I think it's important because I'm not sure why the default is don't include, but it needs to be on required. That's like one major thing that I would change. We don't need company names when people enter their customer information. We require their last name. I would say require first and last, so that your shipping information is always full. We don't need tipping at the checkout, so that's okay. And in terms of marketing, right, you can choose whether you want people to opt in for email by default or not, depending on where you are in the world. You can either select this or deselect it. Checkout language will be under languages, and because the store here is in English, the checkout language will be in English as well. Okay, other settings that I think are important to cover: shipping and delivery. So by default, it's created these shipping zones for me in terms of sizes, right? So based on pound, what the weight is, and it's put prices in here. Now, I don't need this specifically set up this way, but if you wanted to, you could do that. What some people do is, especially on the fashion brand or some sort of business, we could have our own. Okay, so let's say we wanted to add a rate, and we wanted to say this is going to be standard shipping 3 to 4 days for dispatch, and let's say this is going to be like, I don't know, $25, and we want to have a condition that this is going to be based on price. So minimum price, if we want people to pay $25 if their order value is between 0 and, let's say, $149.99. Okay, so if we have that, now this standard rate is going to be over here, and let's say we wanted to do free shipping for standard free shipping for orders that are a minimum of 150 and no limit on the upper. So 150 and up, 3-4 days is going to be free. So when I go to the cart, I'm going to say, okay, if the item in my cart is $150, then I'm going to get free shipping on that, and I could delete these specific items. Another thing that we could do is, instead of using that, we could calculate the rates based on different providers. So if you have DHL where you are, you can connect to DHL and have these set up, automatically show new shipping services to customers. That's if you want to allow people to do that. And if you wanted to make a small profit, or you wanted to add a flat amount, let's say DHL says $7 on shipping, but you wanted to add another $3, You could add that 3 so you can make a little bit on the shipping fee as well. So I'm going to hit cancel on that. I just wanted to show you those options. Now, in terms of international, if you wanted to do worldwide shipping, you could obviously use calculated things here from Shopify, from DHL and things, or again, you could do add rates and add it in the same way that you would. Maybe you have international shipping is slightly more expensive or less expensive, whatever the case may be. On top of this, what I wanted to show you is Shopify has got Shopify Markets. So if you are opening markets in different places, right now this shop is going to show in the US. So it's going to give me a primary market of the US. But if I wanted to add a market, like let's say, let's add a recommended market, and let's say we add Australia, because I'm in Thailand, so maybe I wanted to add Australia to my market, and I could add, domains and languages, or set these up in a way that's going to make sense for Australia. So right now the subfolder is going to be -AU. The language I can change if I wanted to change it. If I wanted to do a translation app or whatever, I could do that to this specific Australian market. If I wanted to change pricing, I could go and adjust pricing on specific products, right? So maybe for Australia, I wanted to do, $140 for Australia, or I wanted to do a price increase or decrease by a certain amount for specific markets. I could do that. Duties and import taxes, maybe we wanted to, customize things based on that. And let's say for Australia, maybe we wanted to do shipping slightly differently because maybe we have a warehouse in Australia, and so we can go and make changes to the shipping. I think this market section needs a completely new video or a different video. But yeah, if we wanted to have different payments also, set up for Australia, we could do that as well. Now, by default, it's taken me to the payments page, and this is where we're going to set up our payment gateway. Now, because my company is registered in the US, and I've told the shop in the beginning when we set up the store that we wanted to be located in the US, it's giving me Shopify payments as an option. But we have PayPal as well as an option here. We need to set this up if we wanted to use PayPal. We could activate Amazon Pay as well, because again, we're in the US. Depending on where you are located, Stripe might show up as a payment method. Right now, because I've got Shopify payments in the menu here, or in this specific spot here, it's defaulting to Shopify payments. But I could definitely go and find Stripe, or find a way to connect Stripe in for the US. Again, put in the comments if you have any questions around payment gateways, because I know this can be a tricky section to work through. As you can see in the settings, there's obviously multiple other things that you can do in terms of brand. If you wanted to use sort of the brand default settings, instead of having to select your logo or selecting your colors all the time in the theme, you could add your default logos and square logos and things, colors, images, slogans, short descriptions and things here, so that by default it'll always update. And I would actually recommend doing that. I like using this branding section usually, but for this particular demo I have not done so. If you wanted to add users to your Shopify store, maybe an admin person or somebody to help you out, by default you're going to get 2 staff accounts, and you can add a staff member here, first name, last name, email address that they're going to use, and then you give access to specific sections or areas of the business that you want them to manage, and or specific apps that you want them to look at as well. These are the apps that are currently located, or channels that are currently added to the store. So that's how that gets done. If you want to collaborate with people, or you want to have sort of people to send you a collaboration, so for example maybe a Shopify partner like myself, it doesn't add towards your staff limit, but if you want to allow people to send you a collaborator request, they could do that from their Shopify partner account. In terms of languages, if you're in a country that you require additional languages, you can obviously hit the add language and go and select the language that you want, translate it. Translations are done by Shopify. I need to get feedback on this language app, but yeah, Shopify languages are available. In terms of locations, if you have locations of your maybe you have a physical store, or you have a warehouse, or if you have other locations, you can have up to 4 locations on this particular plan or on a basic plan. So if you wanted to add a location, you pick the, give it a name, pick the address, and when you are selecting products or when you're adding products to the store, to your website, you can actually say what quantity is at which location, right? So you can split your stock according to the different locations. So if you've got 5 items of this dress in the US, maybe you have 5 of them in the UK and you have 5 of them in Australia, then you have 15 in total. And if you need to move stock around, you can do that from within the inventory as well. It'll show you where those locations are. So the next stage here, I would say, is to go into sales channels. Now you'll see this list here on the right hand side, but when we set up the store, we've got Shopify Inbox, we've got TikTok, Google, Facebook and Instagram, and point of sale. Now Facebook and Instagram is the one that I think we need to cover in this specific video. And so all you're going to do is you're going to use the sales channel once it's installed, is to have it connected. So we're going to update the sales channel right here. It's going to take us to a page to log in to Facebook and basically go and select the page, etc., etc. So once all of that is done, this is what it's going to look like. You're going to start the setup, and basically it's going to give you your shop on Facebook and your shop on Instagram, so that when you go on your Instagram account, you can tag the products that you're talking about. You can talk about all of these different things, and the way to do that is obviously to select your asset, connect your Facebook account, select the assets, by default, go through all of these things. But I would suggest you only go through this process once your entire store is set up. And then if you wanted to advertise, you click Start Setup, you connect your Facebook account. Again, you make sure, once all of these things are set up and you start creating campaigns, it's going to go into your ad account right there. I think I've delivered the promise on this particular video. It is a long one. I apologize. But that's how you basically get your shop up and running to a point where you can sell, that you have products, that you have your business ready to go, you've got your custom domain, you've got your sales channels connected, and you've got products loaded in your store. Another thing I will do in this video is go to the Google sales channel. So you can see again under sales channel Google, and while this loads, basically what it's going to do is going to ask me to update the same way that it did for Facebook, and then it's going to give me a page to start doing the setup. And for Google, there are multiple things that need to be done. We need to obviously connect a Google account, and that's going to be the sort of the primary Google email address. And my suggestion is to use a Google Workspace email address, and it's going to connect and sync with all of the sort of platforms, right? So Google Ads can be connected to this app or to this sales channel, your Google Merchant Center account to actually push all your products into Google Merchant Center account and Google Shopping. You can connect your YouTube channel. You're going to connect Google Analytics or GA4, and I'll do other videos on how to do those specifically. But yeah, this is the page that you're going to do, and that'll control everything. So make sure that if you have a Google Analytics account and you have, things that you've set up on your own, like your YouTube channel, etc., make sure that all of those are under the same email address has got access to all of those accounts, so that when you connect here, it's going to, make sure that it's seamless across your entire Google and Shopify experience. That said, you should be up and running and you should be able to make sales through your business. So if you want to check out how to actually advertise on Facebook for your Shopify store, click on this and you're going to go to part 2 of this tutorial of this video series. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.